I like that. A ragtag team of giants. Sounds like a fun D&D campaign, which I may or may not start writing.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to our channel. My name is Elena.
And I'm Bjorn.
And we are Viking Age reenactors and living historians here to talk with you about your favorite Viking shows.
We finally reached the end of Ragnarok, and we figured we might as well, show it off in the best way possible, which is to don our proper Viking gear, have a glass of mead, and see where this night takes us. Surprise.
Did he not bother to take any photos of the barrels that he saw? Did he just see them and peace out?
Listen, we know he's special. Just cut him some slack.
Yeah, but he also documents everything.
It was also my first initial thought as well, so. Dudes, take one photo.
I have a working theory that the barrels were full of mead and they just drank it.
I think he'd look a little bit less composed. So what exactly did you find here? Magnum. What did you see in there? Barrels? Okay. No barrels here. Have a look-see. For yourself.
Du klar over hvilken risiko du utsetter oss for? Dine patetiske følelser.
So one question that I've been kind of mulling over a little bit, and this doesn't necessarily have to do with that specific scene, but also kind of has to do with that specific scene. Why are they in Midgard? What is it that happened to the other realms, or maybe just to Jotunheim? What exactly happened that landed them on Midgard, and why are they living amongst the humans?
If something happened to Jotunheim, I doubt nothing happened to the other realms.
Yeah. Because the gods are obviously here, the descendants of them. Yeah,
everything's in Midgard. I mean, that's a good question. Who knows? Because in the mythology, we know there were distinct 9 different realms for each, kind of being, or for each realm of the afterlife, or of existence, essentially. I know there's one kind of strain of thinking about the different realms of existence, essentially, and that they kind of overlap one another. So they're not these distinct locations that you have to magically teleport yourself to, but they're areas that can be reached through specific routes or something. We know the only way to get to Asgard is by the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge.
The Rainbow Bridge, yeah.
And oftentimes, in some of the mythology and the sagas, it was described going to Jotunheim, you'd have to pass through this hugely mountainous region, and Jotunheim itself was very mountainous. And so there are these little different physical elements that we have kind of in connection to those spheres, to those realms. So it could imply that maybe there's a specifically magical kind of era or area that you need to go through to reach the different spheres. Mm-hmm. But they do kind of generally overlap and exist within each other almost. But again, I mean, if everything died in Ragnarok and was reborn and all of that, maybe they're just all kind of co-inhabiting Midgard.
Det helt umulig å skjønne hva du snakker om. Jeg bor I virkeligheten, jeg. Hvor kommer du fra? 629 kroner og 50 øre.
I mean, actual legit question, where is she from?
Yeah, just the last part. Just the last part.
Yeah.
The rest of it was just I'm mad at you now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Or just mad in general, and you are in my line of sight.
Yep. But yeah, that's a question we've been asking her this whole time. Where the f*** is she from? Tell me your name.
For når alt kommer til alt, hvem det som bestemmer? Det gjør vi, alle sammen.
Jeg synes du har en veldig god oversikt over temaet, Gry.
Do you have to read their reports?
It's weird.
Men det var ironisk ment, da, håper dere skjønner det.
At?
Så alle vet at det ikke sånn her gjedde I det hele tatt.
I mean, first of all, at least they don't have to do it in front of the entire class.
Yeah,
So
there's
at
that.
least there's that.
Ugh. Like, I'm used to doing, like, final projects and stuff where you actually present in front of the class and things, but I feel like this is different. Like, if you're just writing a paper, like, who cares that much?
Yeah,
You
I
just
wonder-
hand it in and walk away.
I wonder if it's just a Norwegian thing.
Maybe.
Not
Or
sure.
if it's just, like, a this thing, like, who knows?
Also comparing.
Just give her a chance to freak out at them a little bit.
Jeg tror det har noe med mange å gjøre. For de to henger jo mye sammen. Involvert med både politiet og psykiatrien. Beklager hvis jeg...
Var det ikke mange er litt ute å kjøre, så?
Ja. Men jeg prøver jo bare å hjelpe. Så godt vi kan.
Det var et stuss, ikke sant?
Nei, du, jeg tror kanskje jeg har lyst til å farge det lyst.
Ja.
I am enjoying his character so much because it's just like these subtle little things, like him just being like, yeah, he's kind of off his rocker, just to see what she's gonna say.
Exactly.
Just to like draw that out of her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. He's very much like that, which I really appreciate. Like, he's kind of like, he's on everybody and no one's side the entire time. Like, he's just in it to, like, get the best reaction or to, like, see what you're gonna say and, like, oh, I'm gonna remember you said that, you know?
Yeah, like
Pretty
super
great.
trickster.
Yeah, like,
Loki.
he's always, like, planning for something, but it's, like, completely inconsequential. So Loki's always been known for, like, his shape-shifting and everything, so I just think it's kind of cute that they're even hinting at that little bit aspect with, like, just changing his hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe I'm just reading a little bit too far into it, but it's very reminiscent of just, like, you know,
Possibly
going
yeah.
through that whole, like, shape-shifting, just changing your identity, changing your personality kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that honestly.
Yeah.
That's
It's, like, just, like, subtle ways to, like, you know,
yeah.
hint at the, you know, at his essence, at his being.
2,500 steel barrels. Don't want to know.
He's sending it to the U.S. or to England. How did
Yeah.
they get those out?
I don't know, man. That, like, language switch really with me.
A little bit.
Hard for, like, a... Ooh, boy.
250 000.
Du kan da ikke bare gi 250 000 kroner til faren min.
Hvorfor ikke det? Dere trenger de pengene da. Jeg kan ikke ta imot dere.
Sorry, he's trying so hard.
He's trying. It's kind of funny to see, like, a giant trying to figure out
How to help a human.
how to help. Like, what do I do? Well, they would have given him about 250,000 kroner. So I'll just give him 250,000 kroner. Perfect. What could go wrong?
Med disse medikamentene så vil dere oppleve at Magne blir roligere, mindre krigers, kanskje litt mer passiv.
It's interesting that she said less warlike.
Yeah, right.
That's an intriguing choice of words right there.
Right, yeah. I was gonna say, so her name's like Ida. She immediately reminded me of, just the name was kind of similar to Idun. The goddess that, you know, cares for the magical apples that all the Aesir eat, that keeps them, like, young. But I don't know if that's anything I go off of really necessarily with this, so.
I mean, that's kind of interesting because here she's giving out pills to stave off mental illness.
Yeah, there might be something there, but
Yeah.
maybe we're just
Very loose thread right
grasping
there.
at straws. Yeah.
Jeg vil bare at du skal vite at du hadde rett. Det var 2,500 tønner i bren.
Er det ikke bra å bare sette i gang?
Gjør meg selv.
Magne,
Why don't they just tell her? All he has to do is be like, hey, Fiora, hang on a second. Can you just tell my mom the same thing? Oh yeah, he was right. There were almost 3,000 barrels.
Okay,
Well,
bye.
that doesn't make sense. Mom, let's go get a hammer real quick. Let me show you something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he
It's
could
not
literally
difficult to prove.
he could literally take her out to like the edge of the forest and knock down a freaking tree as he has before.
You can punch down a
and show
tree.
her.
I will punch down a tree. I will sprint faster than the fastest man alive. It frustrates me because, like, they keep talking about how he was, like, insane and delusional and, like, needs to be medicated. But, like, literally, all he has to do is break a table in half by, like, putting his fist down.
That is a little bit frustrating that he's just kind of keeping it to himself when he could like legit just prove it to people around him. Fjord going against his family is a little crazy because you have to, you know, consider the fact that they've been together for like thousands of years, and now all of a sudden for this like girl, or maybe he's just learning more about humanity in general and just.
I feel like after
know.
3,000 years, you can only learn so much.
I know, that's what's like throwing me a little bit. Like at that point, you're just so set in you're so set in your ways when you're like 60. You're not gonna listen to anybody. We know that.
Dude, you're set in your ways when you're like 14. Like,
we know those grandparents, right?
Men vet vad mer.
Ja, far.
So, they are a family. So you just call them father.
yep.
Because we were kind of questioning whether they were, in fact, a family, or if they were just a ragtag team of giants that happened to
Are
survive.
posing as a family, yeah. I like that. A ragtag team of giants. Sounds like a fun D&D campaign, which I may or may not start writing. Yeah, no, absolutely. So that answers at least one question here a little bit. You know, they are a proper family, I guess.
Sorry, I like how everyone's dressed up and he's still wearing his tracksuit.
Right? Is it a parody? Is it a comedy thing?
I don't know.
Kära alla. Gratulerar dagen. Supermaj. Jag älskar diktarlögnen.
What? He wasn't kidding when he said he wanted to go blonde.
Oh my god. This is the best use of shape-shifting I've ever seen in my life. See, this is why you can't stay mad at Loki. No, it's just so good though, because like Loki would often like shapeshift into female characters, but like we know that he famously gave birth to Sleipnir, that eight-legged horse, and in one of the stories about him, he came into a dinner that he wasn't invited to and started railing on all the gods and goddesses there, and like they threw right back at him when we're making fun of him for having given birth to animals and, you know, taking on that like female countenance, and, you know, basically called him gay and all kinds of weird stuff. So I just think it's perfect that they're doing that here now too. Like it's so and
Just
like
the whole cross-dressing
he just
thing.
he doesn't even break a smile. He's just so like has his like composure together, and he's just like, we do love this beautiful country, yeah.
Tror Loki blir det siste som drukner. Isen har smeltet.
Kör den.
No, he's not. Sorry, he just called him Thor.
Yep.
Like, just straight up.
Yep. I think there's a tale about how they would explain, you know, natural phenomenon through their mythology and everything, and like lightning strikes was like lightning would strike whenever Thor would hit a giant with his hammer. Like that's what caused lightning to strike.
Yeah.
So it's a thing that he would just go around and do.
Yeah.
Just because he could. He was the natural enemy of the giants, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's interesting that he called him Thor at first, because maybe he thought that, you know, it was him coming back and, you know, to battle the giants and everything.
Yeah. Hence all the fear and everything, but love her. Just so unimpressed by everything. I love it.
Mange tror att Ragnarok var slutten. Det tar fel.
So, new theory, that's not Odin and Frigg. That's Odin's ravens.
You just think the two of them are Odin's ravens?
Well, she just turned into a raven. I don't know if we haven't seen the old man turn into her even, obviously, but they're definitely together.
We haven't seen anything of the old man this whole time, really, which
Yeah,
is kind of
he
unfortunate.
kind of pieced out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad. We only saw him like in the very first scene, and then like, or the first episode, and then like in passing,
Yeah.
like hanging out in the store. Here's the thing to remember though: Frigg was well known for having a raven cloak, and Freya also was known for having it as well.
They're kind of known to be the same person.
Yeah, we can talk on that more. But yeah, I mean, a couple of the gods were known to have like a feather cloak. Freya being one, and I believe Frigg as well. So it could have just been her turning into. It was supposed to be a falcon, but that was definitely a raven. There's a fair amount of overlap, and it could still even be Freya, because Freya was the one who led the Valkyrie to ferry people off to the afterlife, and oftentimes Odin's ravens would. They were associated with Odin because they were scavengers of the battlefield. They would pick apart at the dead. So they were always around when, when somebody died and things. And so it could have just been, symbolic of Vidar dying. Because
Possibly.
Vidar didn't move at all. Only Magna started to come back. So Vidar's dead. Magna's alive. So it could have been them ferrying Vidar off to the afterlife.
Possibly.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's still a lot left completely unsaid, and a lot still up in the air a bunch. And I'm kind of excited for season 2 now.
I am too.
Kind of it's a weird cliffhanger to leave the show on.
Yeah. So there is a trailer for season 2, so we're gonna have to watch that soon.
Oh boy.
And react to that.
Oh boy.
And hopefully they actually release the next season pretty soon. In the next, I think like week and a half, we'll be releasing a couple of videos that are going to be a little bit more special. We can't say too much yet, but keep an eye out. We got some cool stuff coming your way pretty soon. And after that, we're going to start the new series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to our channel. My name is Elena.
I'm Bjorn.
And this is... Why did I just randomly go back to the old spiel? Plems.
Plem?
Yeah.
What's a plem?
I don't know. A little teeny dude.
Do you mean pleb?
Yeah, pleb. Now it's plum.
Plem. I want to see a god battle. It just turns into like Super Smash Brothers, but it's just the gods.
Just every man for himself.
No, every god for himself.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of our future videos. And we will see you in the next one.